the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Now that was recorded via TTT. That will play. We have to play that again. Called that the Parlour anthem version. I heard a Z minor somewhere in the audience there. I heard a Z sharp somewhere. I won't point no fingers, but yes. But nonetheless, thanks for that. And I guess, seeing that the independence is around the corner, why not? Let's sing it out, and we should do that more. Sing out our anthem. Beautiful anthem indeed. Yes, next time, yes? But I was just trying to get expression and emotion in it. Yes, Let's get ourselves ready for the invocation. As mentioned, Miss Lydia Green will lead us in that regard.
Let us pray. Creator and sustainer of all that will ever be, we are grateful for the opportunity to be gathered at the Parlour launch event. We pray for guidance and blessing on all those present. May this evening's proceedings be successful. We ask for divine blessing on the Parlour Business Initiative. Help it grow, flourish, and create great livelihoods for all using the platform. We ask that you continue to bless those involved in this initiative with insight, wisdom, and the energy needed to make it a success. When we come to the end of this evening's proceedings, we humbly ask that you take us safely to our homes.
Thank you so much to Lydia. We could, of course, have our seats at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor and true joy to be here with you on this Saturday for the Parlour launch event. Jason Williams is my name, JW, and in that regard, let me also acknowledge the good folks at TTT, also in celebration mode, because they too, just like this country, will turn 60 in a couple of days. And we are actually live on TTT, so for those looking on at home, we welcome you to the Hyatt Regency Port of Spain room for the Parlour launch event. Now, when I consider the word Parlour, I recall Miss Elsie in Komoto, Mr. Boyo, we all have our Parlour names, our people in the area that we would have gone to. You understand? Mr. Chin, yes. How can we forget? Come on. Yes. And you'll go to get your block of cheese and your juice, but we're taking this to a different level. The concept is ever evolving, and the Amazons of the world and the Alibabas of the world, look out, because we are bringing our own brand and style and platform for the artisans and those in business. Of course, you'll get all the intimate details during the course of the evening. And before we get to the formalities, let me acknowledge the presence of the Minister of Trade and Industry, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, here with us this evening. Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Kojo, MP, Member of Parliament. Also the Line Minister for TSTT, Minister of Public Utilities, the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, MP. Minister of Digital Transformation, the Honorable Hassel Bacchus. Also with us, the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Simon de Nobrega, MP, and also the Minister of Communication. Chairman of the Export Centers Company Limited, Mr. Roger Roach, Interim Chief Executive Officer, Export Centers Company Limited, Ms. Kaisha Ince. Also with us this evening, Chief Executive Officer, Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Navin Dukaran, Chairman, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Sean Roach, Chief Executive Officer, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Lisa Agard, Acting General Manager, Emergency Services and Innovation, Telecommunications Service of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Keno Cox, Craft Artisans of Trinidad and Tobago, ECCL Parlour ambassadors and stakeholders, members of the media, all members of the media here with us this evening, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. So as mentioned, exciting times ahead, and we're going to get immediately into the program as we bring to the stage of this evening to give us some perspective. Of course, the welcome remarks is coming forward from the chairman of TSTT. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Sean Roach.
Didn't realize it was on. All right. Minister of Public Utilities, the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, MP. Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Kujo, MP. Minister of Trade and Industries, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopiskun. Minister of Digital Transformation, the Honorable Hassel Bacchus. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Communications, the Honorable Simon D. Norberger. Chairman of the Export Centers Company Limited, Mr. Roger Roach. Interim Chief Executive Officer, Export Centers Company Limited, Ms. Keisha Ince. Chief Executive Officer, Export Import Bank, Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Navin Dukaran. Chief Executive Officer, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Lisa Agard. Acting Assistant General Manager, Emergency Services and Innovation, the man of the moment, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Keno Cox. Craft Artisans of Trinidad and Tobago, ECCL Parlour ambassadors and stakeholders, members of the media, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Thank you all for being here to witness this truly significant milestone in TSTT's corporate mission and the country's economic transformation. We are gathered here to celebrate the launch of a powerful, uniquely Caribbean e-commerce marketplace named Parlour, which we will grow into the Caribbean's largest online platform for the buying and selling of local and regional products. With Parlour, the objective is simple: to be the gateway to the Caribbean, the singular, comprehensive online store for all products of Caribbean origin. To achieve this goal, Parlour intends to make transacting with and within the Caribbean simpler and more effective. Today, we roll out the first phase of this project in partnership with the Export Centers Company Limited, ECCL, with the opening of a national digital craft store on our Parlour platform that will showcase the diverse range of the crafts of our artists and artisans. Ladies and gentlemen, this fits perfectly with TSTT's mission to achieve profitability by providing our customers with value, innovation, new solutions, service excellence, and by investing in our people to fully realize their potential. Parlour's ambitious and attainable vision is, and I quote, to be the #1 e-commerce marketplace in the Caribbean, a brand synonymous with online store and mobile shopping in its market. Our long-term goal is to partner with 100,000 sellers and enable them to attract millions of consumers towards their products. I would like to share with you Parlour's mission statement, which is to take the Caribbean economy online, helping small and large businesses grow and empowering a new generation to build their lives and make their communities better. Building globally competitive businesses is a key pillar to the country's Vision 2030 National Development Strategy. And that is what TSTT and the ECCL are partnering to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited about this project because of the far-reaching impact it can have on the growth and prosperity of Trinidad and Tobago. I must tell you that I am honored to be chairing a company which is so essential to the country's success and national development. Over the last 2 decades, TSTT has partnered with the government to lead the country's digital transformation via several historic projects and several billions of dollars in capital investments. This is why we embarked on the journey in 2016 to transform the company from a legacy telecommunications organization to an agile broadband company. This is why we are the first to introduce fixed wireless solutions and mobile 4G LTE. And this is why we are leading the way to building a network with 5G capability. Historic milestones in our digital transformation journey include building a new broadband communications backbone, investing in a world-class data center, designing and implementing our own e-tender platform, implementing our Zero Copper initiative, and today, launching this e-commerce platform. We are also excited to be a part of the work initiated under the Ministry of Digital Transformation for the formulation of the country's new National Digital Transformation Strategy for the period 2023 to 2026. I am confident that the e-commerce platform that we are launching here today, Parlour, will also prove to be a significant milestone in the implementation and realization of the government's 2030 vision and digital transformation operational plan. I would like to suggest this is why we are graced with the presence of 5 ministers, honorable ministers, and all of you honored guests. Ladies and gentlemen, we at TSTT are in awe of the artistry, skill, and cultural richness of our regional artists and artisans. Our intention is to continue to establish partnerships to connect the Caribbean through commerce and to deliver the Caribbean to the world through our Parlour online marketplace. As we forge ahead, I look forward to your support and participation in this very important national mission. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and please enjoy the rest of this event.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery online draws for Saturday, 27th August 2022. At 10:30 a.m., play away the number 2 Old Lady, Mega Ball called, Mega Extreme Ball called. Pick 2 numbers 8 and 29 in that order. Pick 4 numbers 2, 2, 9 and 7 in that order. At 1 p.m., play away the number 23 House, Mega Ball called, Mega Bonus Ball called. Pick 2 numbers 4 and 11 in that order. Mega Ball called. Pick 4 numbers 2, 9, 7 and 0 in that order. At 4 p.m., play away the number 22 Rat, Mega Ball called, Mega Ultra Ball called. Pick 2 numbers 33 and 24 in that order. Pick 4 numbers 3, 4, 3 and 3 in that order. At 7 p.m., play away the number 16 Jamet. Pick 2 numbers 1 and 15 in that order. Pick 4 numbers 3, 7, 1 and 6 in that order. Cash spot numbers 7, 6, 10, 14 and 17 in any order. Multiplier 3.
Hey, calling all art lovers, boy. Nah, forget that. We calling everybody. On Saturday, 27th August, we coming back right here at the Shore Park Complex. It's all about the art exhibition as we celebrate 60 years of independence. We're doing it right here, all courtesy of my boy, Shanari Richardson. Come out and see his first art exhibition, only $200. Yes, we celebrating Trinidad and Tobago. We turning 60. Yeah, boy.
So who feel the black? Who feel the black? Who feel the white? Who feel the white? I don't know. But it's settled tomorrow night. Who feel the wrong? Who feel the wrong? Who feel the right? Who feel the right?
Live on TTT and Talk City 91.1 FM. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, in the presence of the Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, will officially open the Dr. Eric Williams Memorial Library on Tuesday, 30th August at 10 a.m. This venue will be home to the Dr. Eric Williams Memorial Collection Research Library, Archives, and Museum. Tune in to be part of this historic occasion.
What's going on, boy, outside nice is all about it. You know, we're celebrating 60 years independence. Because after we done left, right, we here, we on the strip. It's all about the street festival. We starting from up so, Dutch Fort, coming straight down so, to Coast Guard Corner, right? It's gonna come alive. Entertainment, things for the children, you don't know everything. That's starting from 3 p.m. And then from 8 p.m. we coming back here because the fireworks launching from somewhere out so. Yeah, we celebrating it, boy, things nice. 60 years anniversary, boy, independence. Nice, boy, yes, boy, we outside.
डैड ने खामका तुम लोग का इतना नुकसान कर दिया तो मैं यहाँ इसीलिए आई हूँ कंपनसेट करने के लिए।
ये क्या है?
वो तुम्हें मेरी फ्रेंड याद है जिसके बारे में मैंने तुम्हें बताया था, जो इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइजर है, याद आया? हाँ, तो क्या है ना, वो पूरा अप्रैल बिल्कुल फुल्ली बुक्ड है, बहुत बिजी है, तो वो इवेंट नहीं कर सकती, तो मैंने उससे रिक्वेस्ट करके ये इवेंट तुम लोग को दिला दिया।
एक और इवेंट है जी? मतलब हमने जो इवेंट किया है उसकी बुरी पब्लिसिटी की भरपाई हो जाएगी जी?
मिथिलेश जी, कोई भी पब्लिसिटी बुरी पब्लिसिटी नहीं होती है। एवरी पब्लिसिटी इज गुड पब्लिसिटी।
Thank you for your words. The chairman of TSTT, Mr. Sean Roach, talking about the e-commerce marketplace, Parlour, our launch event, very important indeed. He would have mentioned Parlour is going to be the gateway to the Caribbean as we continue to invest in our people. Most important time, and I think obviously for all of us being here and being able to spread the word, I know that this will be a tremendous success. Again, just to remind everyone here that we are live, so when the camera pans your way, make sure your screensaver is wearing a smile. Yeah? You want to look nice for the TV. You know, yeah. Just keep that in mind. Let's continue as we bring forward some remarks concerning our launch event for this Parlour. We want to welcome the Interim Chief Executive Officer for the Export Centers Company Limited. Let's give a warm welcome to Kaisha Ince. Ms. Kaisha Ince.
The Minister of Trade and Industry, Senator the Honourable Paula Gopi-Schoon. Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honourable Shamfa Kajo. Minister of Public Utilities, the Honourable Marvin Gonzalez. Minister of Digital Transformation, Senator the Honourable Hassel Bacchus. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honourable Simon de Nobrega. Chairman of the Export Centers Company Limited, Mr. Roger Roach. Chief Executive Officer, Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Navin Dukaran. The Chairman, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Sean Roach. Chief Executive Officer, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Lisa Agard. Acting General Manager, Emerging Services and Innovation, Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Keno Cox. Craft Artisans of Trinidad and Tobago, Export Centers, Parlour ambassadors and stakeholders, members of the media, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. Craft is on the rise, and Export Centers is in the business of creating craft opportunities. As a state entity committed to the development of craft entrepreneurship, Export Centers has sought to ensure that the strategic direction of the organization supports the Vision 2030 strategy, particularly Theme 4, Building Globally Competitive Businesses. In fact, we believe that Export Centers has a responsibility to support the transformational strategy necessary in the area of culture, values, and attitudes of Vision 2020, which states that the country must, and I quote, nurture citizens who are more creative, innovative, and entrepreneurial. Our new strategic plan for the period 2022 to 2025 commits Export Centers to an organizational reset to refocus our efforts on our major objective, which is to take ownership of and lead the development of the craft industry in collaboration with our key stakeholders by not only continuing to train citizens to become certified craft entrepreneurs, but also to facilitate and enable craft artisans to access markets and sell their products in the global market space. Craft has truly come alive. This evening's launch of the Export Centers Craft Hub TT National Digital Craft Store on TSTT's Parlour is a milestone achievement, not only for the collaborative effort of both state agencies, but also for craft artisans nationwide, and is a manifestation of our organization's pivoting to focus on creating income-earning opportunities for craft entrepreneurs. Initially announced in May this year, the Craft Hub TT Digital Craft Store, which goes live this evening on Parlour, is a first of its kind in the craft sector in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. 20 craft ambassadors and their handcrafted products will be the very first entrepreneurs featured on TSTT's Parlour and hail from both Trinidad and Tobago. We are inspired by them, we congratulate them, and we celebrate them. As our great nation celebrates 60 years of independence this month, Export Centres has made one large step forward in the state's work towards the commercialization of craft. The Craft Hub TT initiative embodies the government's policies of digitization, diversification of the economy, and development of local entrepreneurs, and comprises both digital and physical market spaces. I wish to express my profound thanks to the Government of Trinidad and Tobago through our line ministry, the Ministry of Sports and Community Development, for supporting export centres in this initiative. I wish to give particular acknowledgement to Minister Shampa Kajo for her strong interest and appreciation for craft. In fact, such sincere sentiments resonate with our collective history and the birthplace of the original handicraft platform, which was created in the Best Village program of Dr. Eric Williams, whose desire it was to create tangible opportunities for ordinary citizens to actualize their talents for fair returns. It is a dream fulfilled to see the Drag Brothers, pioneer craft entrepreneurs, become one of our first subscribers to the TSTT Parlour platform. This in itself is a milestone. Congratulations to TSTT on its Parlour platform achievement. We at Export Centres are grateful to TSTT and its management for partnering with us so we as a country can take our local craft to the ultimate level in the virtual market. My gratitude for the fulsome support of our chairman and board of directors and the passion of our hard-working business development team and staff. Through Parlour, we at Export Centres aspire to become the go-to place for craft artisans. Through the Craft Hub TT initiatives, we intend to position the craft sector to its rightful place as we seek to diversify our economy. It is our sincere belief that our local population possesses a unique resilience second to none, with untapped creative talents and natural skills. But sometimes, persons are intimidated because of a lack of capital and infrastructural framework, and it becomes a daunting task to compete with merchants who retail largely imported goods and commodities. COVID-19 has caused everyone to pivot by drawing down on personal skills and abilities in order to create new income streams via cottage startups within the informal economy. We are most aware that there exist local initiatives that include some aspects of the craft sector. However, through our efforts as a state enterprise, we are willing to not just be a collaborator, but we intend to become the main umbrella for the craft community. We have been doing so as encourager over the last 26 years by providing craft training so persons could harness their skills. And tonight, we are here to announce our offering as facilitator, as we invite all our craft entrepreneurs to come on board and access our Craft Hub TT Digital Craft Store on TSTT's Parlour. We wish to not only give confidence to the craft artisans, but also serve as a vehicle for persons to monetize their creativity through a meaningful channel of entrepreneurship and commerce and export to the global market. There is no doubt that craft is in the ascendant. Our next initiative, the Craft Hub TT Independence Day Craft Pop-Up Market, is heavily oversubscribed. What was meant to be 60 artisans is now 100. Ladies and gentlemen, my role is simple. It is basically to invite you to please join us towards the new horizon as craft lifts off. Thank you.
Thank you for the words. And as always, when it comes to craft, naturally, we are world class. Creativity is part of the Trinbago experience. It's in our fabric. And I'm so happy that, the artisans, those into craft, those with the magic touch, they now have a space to put their wares and put their craft and their product for the regional and, of course, by extension, the global audience. And all the diaspora, those Trinbagonians and Caribbean citizens who live all over the world, scattered in the four corners of the globe, will truly enjoy this because it's a chance to get a taste of home right there on your laptop, your phone. Very simple in the e-commerce space. To continue in this launch, to bring forward some more remarks, we heard of her passion for craft, and we're going to hear some more as we welcome the Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Kojo MP, to share some remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, Minister of Public Utilities, the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade, the Honorable Hassel Bacchus, Minister of Digital Transformation, the Honorable Simon Noriega, Minister of Communication, all chairmen of state enterprises in our presence and state authorities, all CEOs, all representatives from the state enterprises, from the private sector, public sector. I'm trying my best not to run through that long list. As we say, all protocols observed. And I thank you all for coming and for being here this evening, for braving the weather to make it here. Now, I'm very happy, very elated to be with you this evening as we celebrate the launch of TSTT's Parlour and what we in the Ministry of Sports and Community Development and Export Centers Company Limited, long-awaited Craft Hub TT. This initiative that we have been talking about for as long as we can remember, and more so over the last couple months, it was a thought or an idea. You've been working on it. We met in about June, and we had a forum of this nature, and we promised to come back in July, and I promised to give you ground soldiers to go out and find these artisans and get them registered to be a part. We did our part, you did yours, and here we are today, delivering on a promise to create a platform to expose our artisans to the rest of the world and to help them to sharpen their skills. If you know anything about me, I like a good craft market. I love a good craft market, whether it's the African Caribbean Arts and Craft Festival in Brooklyn, New York, or the Tobago House of Assembly Community Night Market, the Green Market in Santa Cruz that I've fallen in love with, the Artisan House Craft Market that we in the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, we execute that at Napa. You name it, wherever craft and culture are being celebrated, you can find me in the mix. There is nothing like a stellar display of our roots and culture, affording us the opportunity to truly support local and preserve our rich heritage. When I assumed duties as the Minister of Sport and Community Development, I was introduced to the Community Development Division and the Handicraft Unit, and they have been doing outstanding work since 1963 through the Best Village program, through our handicraft short courses program. Every year we train at least 10,000 citizens in developing their handicraft skills, in working harder and harder to develop businesses out of their skills, to monetize their talents, as we like to call it. But one thing that we have always had a challenge with, we certify and assist these artisans every year. If we are training 10,000 people per year, persons per year, to make soaps, candles, whatever it may be, then we ought to have at least half as many entrepreneurs coming out of these programs each year. So 25 years ago, we established the Export Centers Company Limited, charged with the responsibility to help our artisans to complete training in developing their skills, in the commercialization of their products, and in entrepreneurial training, business assessment, mentoring, business advisory, client focus services, improving not only their quantity, but more so the quality of everything that they produce. All of these opportunities are now available through this Parlour initiative, established by a partnership between Export Centers Company Limited and TSTT. So it's not only about the parlour, the shop, the buying and selling. It's about creating a platform for artisans to communicate with the rest of the world, to showcase their products, to train each other, to teach each other. And I think that that is what makes the platform most beautiful. It's not only about selling. It's about training, exchanging ideas, creating networks, creating partnerships. And to me, that's the true beauty of this initiative. The COVID-19 pandemic hit the tourism sector in ways that we couldn't imagine. And the handicraft sector serves that tourism sector. So our artisans have been, I would say, suffering, because there had been no market, no cruise ships coming in and so on for them to sell to. And they had been looking for a platform to showcase. Yes, now you have a little opening, but it's not as it was before. So this platform exposes our artisans, I almost said athletes, to the rest of the world, showcasing all that they have to offer, all that is beautiful about Trinidad and Tobago. Because it's not only about the commercial side, it's about preserving our culture and preserving our heritage. So I want to commend TSTT and ECCL for keeping the fire burning, keeping that partnership strong, and most importantly, keeping your word on delivering on this initiative during at this time. I was concerned earlier this year as to whether we would we would have kept our deadline, but here we are delivering on that promise. An e-parlour showcasing all that Trinidad and Tobago has to offer for all artisans. I want to urge you to ensure that you put the right people in touch and enroll them on this platform. It is also important. There's work to be done that cannot be done in our fancy boots and our pretty suits. We have to get out there and find so many of these artisans. Most of the skilled ones whose work ought to be on this platform are in your community. Some of them unable to read and write. Some of them don't have access to the internet, sometimes by choice. One of the most skilled artisans I know is in my community, and because of his religion or his practices, he does not use the internet. Find those people, If they are unable to get online, we have to find persons who act like social workers, going out there and finding the skills, finding these entrepreneurs and putting them online. And that is what this is all about. Because if we don't do our part to get the real skilled, real authentic Trinidad and Tobago products and services onto this platform, then we would have marketed a truly authentic Trinbago restaurant. And when you go there, you get ramen noodles instead of pasta made by Vemco. Yes? We have to have strict rules and guidelines about local content, or else you would get on TT Parlour and find so many products made in China. So there's some hard work still to be done, and the work doesn't end, because as more artisans come to the fore, we train them. As I said, we train at least 10,000 persons per year. We in the Ministry of Sport and Community Development or handicraft sector, we send them on to ECCL for that entrepreneurial skills development, and then to TSTT to showcase all that they have to offer. And that is the full line, the full chain. And everybody along that chain have to do their part, or else all this fanciness up here in the Hyatt would redound to nothing. So I commend you on this outstanding achievement, and I urge you to get out there, keep the fire burning, get the work done. What a wonderful way to celebrate 60 years of independence. What a wonderful way to celebrate 60 years of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition. When I leave here today, I go on to the Lauren Rivet Folk Finals to see our people display our culture on stage. And here you are tonight, creating that platform for our artisans to come out, showcase, show off, exchange, learn, teach, sell, sell, sell. As I say to you all the time, if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. Get out there. I would say pounds in the US, no pence. But anyway, get out there. Let's get the work done and help our artisans to make money, to preserve the culture, and showcase all that Trinidad and Tobago has to offer. Today, I salute you, Chairman, CEO of TSTT, Chairman, CEO of ECCL, and all the stakeholders who we've forgotten to mention. As we celebrate, this is only the beginning, and we start with 20 artisans. Hopefully, by next year, we could be talking about 2,000 artisans, quality products, quantity products. We are hearing, you in ECCL are working with Tribe and the other mass bands to get the products of our artisans into your little backpack, your package when you pick up your costume. That's the kind of action we're talking about. So it's good to see ECCL up and alive once again, flexing your muscles once again, showcasing all the beauty and glory of Trinidad and Tobago. And TSTT, we couldn't have done this alone. 25 years, we couldn't have done this alone. You have brought to us this modern way of doing business, e-commerce, exposing our artisans to thousands, millions, all across the world. We couldn't have done that by ourselves. And before I leave, we have 5 ministers here, 5 ministers in the cabinet. And this year, as we make our bid on our request for a line item in the Ministry of Sport and Community Development under the ECCL vote to have a digitalization program to help our artisans learn how to utilize the internet and take their business to the internet. I count on you for your support. So I thank you very much. God bless you. God bless our nation.
TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
And that's it there for the show. We would like to stay, but we got to go. You don't know. Yes, Olia. Later. Oh, right. People, parents, your dreams have come true. This is your boy Tintin here talking to you, letting you know that we will be having walk-in auditions for 12 and under. You understand? Saturday, the 10th of September, we will be at TTT right here at 11A Marval Road. You can just walk in with your talented young one and get that audition done. And then on the 11th, we are going to be at Harris Promenade in San Fernando. You don't know. Come and get your audition and bring your talented young one on our show. It's all about 12 and under. It's coming back to you. Your boy Timmers. I'm going to be one of your co-hosts, and I just want to see all my talented children out there. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. 12 and under, it's coming. Oh!
Sincere thanks to the Minister of Sports and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Kojo, Member of Parliament, giving us details, not only her passion for the craft industry, but also telling us about the training process that takes place. And as you would have mentioned, we're going to keep the fire burning. You know, for all the artisans, it's important that you inquire. Obviously, you perspire, yeah, right, acquire, and as the minister said, more fire, yeah, you know, just go forward, keep it burning, yes, fire, more fire, more fire, yes. Let's continue with the remarks as we do this amazing launch of our e-commerce marketplace called Parlour, fitting name indeed. We welcome the Chief Executive Officer of the Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Navin Dukaran, for some remarks this evening. Mr. Dukaran, it's all yours.
Good evening. As time is of the essence, ministers, chairman, and other blessed and distinguished individuals, please allow me to say all protocols observed. At the Exim Bank, we are here to increase exports and increase foreign exchange earnings. And in this regard, the teams at the Exim Bank met with TSTT's Emerging Services and Innovation Division to explore areas for collaboration and as partners in innovation. Parlour was one of the many initiatives they were working on, and I must admit, after that meeting, I was excited. I had hope. I said, wow, there's so many things that TSTT work like, so tangible efforts that TSTT is doing to improve our society and nation through technology deployment. Things that would make a positive difference, and I must commend the leadership of TSTT. The chairman, Sean Roach, CEO, Lisa Agard, board of TSTT as well, other team members, Kino, Melanie, and Leila, together with the full teams at TSTT who are driving these initiatives forward. So all I can say is stay tuned. Today we talk about Parlour, right? But well done. So when we met, Exim Bank was looking at how can we assist on the financing side for the craft makers and other small businesses that would benefit from placing their products on this Parlour platform, or as you say, on the Parlour shelves. And, you know, I mentioned time is of the essence. So while TSTT was doing their work, we were and are working on a catalytic fund. This was announced in last year's budget, and we are making progress. And this catalytic fund will increase the access to credit for the craft makers and the small businesses. It would also help with even helping them prepare financial statements. And, you know, as we continue to move, and we're working with a number of multilateral agencies, including the United Nations Capital Development Fund, I saw Helen here, and they're giving us some advice on this as well. But TSTT is doing their work, and the giant that they are, shoot ahead, and we're launching today, right? So we say, okay, well, you're launching, but we don't have the finance in place. But the things are actually starting to work, and it's like the stars are lining up. Because what we are seeing is that as Parlour gets going, the catalytic fund, we are looking at it launching around mid-2023. And this will give the entrepreneurs the time to get their products listed on Parlour and the time to do a few things. First, get your products export ready. You have to look at things like labeling, certification, packaging, and these type of things. Number 2, list on Parlour. And number 3, make sales and receive funds. Right? It's not as easy as that, but those are the 3 steps. Then once you make sales, it becomes very compelling for financiers. Let me share some advice for the entrepreneurs and so on. Through a true story, when I was a lecturer at Lockjack School of Business, I was teaching a course called Financing Entrepreneurial Ventures. And many people go to their bank and say, or an investor, and say, you know, if I have money, I can do X. Bank then says, okay, give me a business plan. They send in the business plan, the bank will review the business plan and then decide I will give them the money or not. But real, true, and actually many successful entrepreneurs say to the bank, I am doing X. Here's what I've done, here's what I've achieved so far, and if you want to provide financing, I'm open to it. You understand the difference, right? And this is where banks like to finance folks that are moving and that are executing. And so that is my advice, is take this time, start getting your products up, start listing, start making sales, and capital will come. Capital come when you make sales and profits. And even the catalytic fund, by that time the Exim Bank will have the catalytic fund set up, and the catalytic fund is willing to take a lot of risk as well. A few other points just for the entrepreneurs. Remember to price competitively, employ smart and cost-effective marketing strategies, leverage, this is most important, leverage a plethora of support available to you. There's many grants from the Ministry of Trade. You could get networking from business associations like the TTMA, the Chamber of Commerce, and training from a multitude of agencies like ECCL, Export TT, and TTCSI, and so on. So we're all on this journey together. And remember, time is of the essence. So plan, prepare, execute in a timely fashion. And I would say, AKA, now, because now you have access to the Parlour. Thank you.
Tune in this Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on TTT. The countdown is on for the First Citizens National Poetry Slam Semi-Finals Round 2. Here's the lineup. Javon Ford, Ronaldo Muhammad, Joel Phillip, Terrell Batudier, Seth Sylvester, Tariq Batudier, Shemaya Lewis, Kevin Sawyer, Abdul Majid Abdal Karim, Michael Logie. Don't miss it. This Sunday at 8 p.m. live right here on TTT, the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, brought to you by the Bocas Lit Fest and title sponsor First Citizens.
spread the word this evening and beyond about this great initiative. Again, fit for purpose and ready to take on not only the Caribbean but the world. Parlour, we are here for this launch, and to continue with the remarks, we welcome the line minister for TSTT, the Minister of Public Utilities, the Honourable Marvin Gonzalez, Member of Parliament. He joins us now on stage.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jason Williams. Let me recognize my cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, all chairmen of state enterprises and statutory authorities, CEOs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, management of the state enterprises and statutory authorities who have been very instrumental in this very important launch today. My name is Marvin Gonzalez. I'm the Minister of Public Utilities, and I'm not here to speak about restructuring and transformation today. And I feel absolutely relieved that I'm not here to speak on some of those heavy topics, but we'll relax today and enjoy what great partnership is all about, what great collaboration is all about. And it's something that I always champion, especially with state agencies under the Ministry of Public Utilities. Force the hands of TSTT and TT Post and the Water and Sewerage Authority and TNTEC to speak to each other, because I recognize that when they collaborate closely, the people of Trinidad and Tobago will see an improvement in the utility sector. And this is a perfect example of what collaboration can do. The people benefit from close working collaboration. TSTT has so much to offer to WASA. TSTT has so much to offer to TNTEC, and TNTEC has so much to offer to WASA. And the same for TT Post and all the utility agencies, leveraging on the strength of each other to build each other's capacity to bring better service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So therefore, I am quite elated to be given the opportunity to share this significant occasion with you. And as you know, over the past few months, as I've said, since my appointment as Minister of Public Utilities, the main focus on the utility sector is centered around transformation and restructuring, particularly in the areas of telecommunications and water. And if you see I have some bullet marks on my suit, it is because of the work that Lisa Agard and Sean Roach have been doing in the restructuring of TSTT, where I always have to be running in the Senate and in the Parliament to answer all kinds of questions. Oftentimes, Lisa has to, or Sean has to update me. And as I run to the Parliament, to be briefed sufficiently to respond and to account on the restructuring exercise. And I feel fairly confident that this restructuring will redound to the benefit of TSTT, because TSTT is an important stakeholder in the telecommunications sector in Trinidad and Tobago, and they represent who we are as the red, white, and black, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore, we have to work with them. And even though they are going through some challenging times, I believe, and we all should believe, that TSTT will remain on the national landscape providing telecommunications services to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I was particularly impressed by the name chosen for this product, which I am certain it will resonate with people not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but certainly throughout the region, as the Parlour has indeed been an iconic part of the Caribbean communal landscape. So everyone knew that I grew up in Paramin, and the Parlour was a fixed element in the village. That was a place, if we are to borrow from the sitcom of a previous time, where everybody knows your name. The concept of the Parlour was based on trust, that I could entrust the state of my finances to this shopkeeper and be confident that the marish and the parish would never know what was contained in that ever-present copybook that predated the ACCA and accounting firms. It was built on the trust that if I had an emergency, I could go by the parlor, even after closing hours, and I will be attended to. The parlor formed part of the triumvirate of iconic village emblems that included the standpipe and the rum shop, all existing in close proximity to each other and serving the same purpose: the gathering and dissemination of information, sometimes salacious, oftentimes embellished by the purveyor, but almost always containing the kernel truth that was necessary for the life of the village to continue unabated. Over the years, though, the parlor has given way to mini-marts and supermarkets. Sadly, too, there are those amongst us who have managed to corrupt the soul and sanctity of the bastion of fiscal and community growth into a description of mismanagement and imprudence, with the phrase, running like a parlor, being used to describe many failing businesses and even state enterprises. The concept of the parlor, though, remains for me, and I am certain for many, a tried and a proven one, in which is embedded the soul of the Caribbean entrepreneurship and community growth. Indeed, many of the mini-marts and supermarkets we see in communities today have their genesis in the very modest roots of the community parlor. It is for this reason, amongst many others, that I have great confidence in TSTT's bold and innovative move to revive this very concept, rebrand it properly, and in so doing, rekindle the spirit of Caribbean entrepreneurship. And ladies and gentlemen, just below us lies the CARICOM jetty, once a thriving and a bustling testament to another concept currently being rekindled: grow what you eat and eat what you grow. Today, while the trade is still very much alive, our inter-island experience is now dominated, sadly, by exchanges of blows rather than exchanges of currency. There can be no doubt that over the years, the internet has moved from an academic network to a commercial and highly competitive space where providers compete for customers by playing with the price to access services and the quality of service that they offer. There are now different ways to access the network through different technologies, using ADSL telephone network, fiber optic, CDMA wireless networks, Wi-Fi, or WiMAX, among others, each with different quality of service capabilities. Moreover, the convergence of networks where internet access, wired and wireless telephony, television are regrouped into a single network poses a difficult economic challenges. In this situation, each provider has had to adapt his pricing scheme in order to attract customers, to maximize his revenue and/or allow fairness in the way resources are shared. In this regard, local and regional businesses have neither been spared the ill effects of not modernizing their marketing methodology to match the exponential increase in internet shopping, nor the ravages of a pandemic that crippled thousands of businesses. TSTT, once a monopoly provider in Trinidad and Tobago and a preferred space for work for many, which for varying reasons has been able to produce consistently stellar economic performances, presents for many the classic case study where this is concerned. While many industries and sectors struggled throughout the pandemic and are still largely in survival mode, there has been a phenomenal increase in e-commerce activities during this time, disproving yet again the Darwinian theory of only the strongest of the species being able to survive. Survival, as we have seen it, is not guaranteed to the strongest, but rather those who were able to adapt, best able to pivot their positioning to embrace greater use of technology. And it is this in vain that I welcome wholeheartedly the initiative designed to reposition TSTT as a premier vehicle for community and Caribbean growth. From all indications, online sales in Trinidad and Tobago and the wider region have strengthened year on year, especially in the absence of brick and mortar stores being open, with online sale records set to be broken in many parts of the region. The growth of online retailing has steadily increased throughout the years of the pandemic and seems set to continue uninterrupted on this upward trajectory. Companies with an online presence have been able to reap huge rewards, while those without have been playing the proverbial catch-up, desperately trying to reconnect with audiences whose shopping and spending patterns have all shifted. The shift to e-commerce has been a setback for many brands, but one that the major and more established brands have managed to hurdle past, with a resultant positive impact on their bottom line. With less overheads and admittedly smaller staff complements, direct costs have been scaled back to the glee of business owners and the gall of trade unions. But for small businesses, locally and regionally, making the jump to a dedicated and sustained online presence requires a comparatively larger investment in both technical, human resource competencies. And with stores across the country still dealing with economic repercussions of the lockdown measures, it is understandable why many small businesses are questioning the efficacy of that investment. If for this reason alone, ladies and gentlemen, the e-parlor is designed to fill what some might call a niche, but which I am sure is more of a chasm in the current economic environment. When visualized in the context of the very successful conclusion of the Agri-Forum Expo, the e-parlor, as envisioned by TSTT, presents the ideal next step to advance the aims and objectives of this project by bringing together the 300+ exhibitors into one virtual space, into one virtual platform. The potential for increased visibility and sales is simply enormous. Similarly, my cabinet colleague and the featured speaker, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Industry, would have also participated in the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association Annual Trade and Investment Expo earlier on this week. I am advised that all the exhibitors' booths were sold out, as there were more than 130 local and regional exhibitors, each showcasing their offerings. With this is added to the exhibitors from the Agri-Expo and placed on the e-parlor platform, the possibilities becomes endless, the potential unlimited, and the profits welcoming. This is what the Chaguaramas Declaration envisioned. This is what CARIFTA was intended to do. This is what Caribbean integration was intended to look like. And with this platform in full operation, we now get to demonstrate to the world that Jamaica is more than ackee and saltfish and superfast sprinters. Barbados is more than flying fish. Grenada is more than nutmeg. Haiti is more than violence and revolution. And Trinidad and Tobago is much more than steel band and mass. Allow me to congratulate the board and the management of TSTT and the Export Center Company Limited for this initiative, wrapped as it is in local colors and flavors, but certainly able to influence the rest of the Caribbean region. I thank you very much for this opportunity, and let me say by closing that despite all the negativity that we are hearing in every corners of Trinidad and Tobago, there are those who will continue to compete for your hearts and your minds, believing that nothing good happens in Trinidad and Tobago. But today, the Parlour has disproved them once again that they are liars. We are proud Trinbagonians. We represent the red, white, and black. We sing our national anthem in pride. This morning I attended a beautiful presentation by my cabinet colleague, Minister Shamfa Kojo, where over 101 young people in East Port of Spain participated in a program where, coming out of this 6 weeks program, their life now has a sense of direction. I am a proud Trinbagonian. I represent my red, white, and black. I represent for everyone and for every young man and every young woman that in Trinidad and Tobago, when we put our collective heads together and we make the necessary personal sacrifices, we can achieve anything that we want to achieve. And as we celebrate our 60th anniversary, we say to those who preach doom and gloom to come down from there. And let us put our heads together and put our hands together and continue to build a beautiful Trinidad and Tobago for all our children. Thank you very much.
Live on TTT and Talk City 91.1 FM, Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, in the presence of the Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, will officially open the Dr. Eric Williams Memorial Library on Tuesday, 30th August at 10 a.m. This venue will be home to the Dr. Eric Williams Memorial Collection Research Library, Archives, and Museum. Tune in to be part of this historic occasion.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Welcome to tonight's Lotto Plus draw, supervised by independent auditors KPMG and presided over by the National Lotteries Control Board. Good luck, everyone.
Good evening. It's Saturday, August 27th, 2022. Welcome to tonight's Lotto Plus draw, where you can be Trinidad and Tobago's newest Lotto Plus winner. If your lucky numbers are drawn tonight, you could be the winner of $2,149,356.84. Now for tonight's lucky Lotto Plus numbers. First number, it is 6. Second, it's 28. Third, it's 25. Fourth, it's 12. And the fifth, it's 11. Now for this evening's Powerball number. And that number, it's 2. And there you have it, the winning numbers in any order: 6, 28, 25, 12, and 11. And this evening's Powerball number 2. Congratulations to our lucky winners, and players, check your tickets. If you did not win tonight's jackpot, you could have matched 5 numbers and won $50,000. The NLTB urges all players to play it safe. Fill out your bet slips. Use the advanced wager option. Remember, players must be 18 years and over and continue to play safely and responsibly. And you can join us on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. for the next Lotto Plus draw. Remember, winners always play Lotto Plus. Good evening.
Hey, it's Mama Nappy. She never bring no gift for me.
Oh, Lord.
That is me. If it pink too.
Call the admin.
Farmer, what you making? You don't worry yourself. Mind your business before your business don't mind you. Oh, boy. Jesus Christ. If you want to show up, you can have to show up in the back there. The time that I touch her, never from it. What is that?
You ever see him blush?
Scrub it down.
So I'm not doing that.
Scrub it down. On the time that I make I'm not playing mass with you. Next thing that song started, you started to kick me up going down the road.
Now, it's very interesting because during your address, you really gave us a trip down memory lane, taking us back to your early days in Parliament and showing that emphasis on the integral role the Parlour played in everybody's community. And we thank you for that. You know, I think everybody would have had flashbacks to that experience. And now the Parlour concept and the brand, as I mentioned earlier, it's an evolution really. It's taking the Parlour concept, and of course the parlours remain in every community, but now there is a parlour in the e-market space for our business interests. So truly tremendous. Fitting name. So here is where you can relax for a few. We're going to take in a piece of music. We, as always, embrace our national instrument, the steel pan. And while that's going on, I can safely tell you that after the pan and Johan Chakri, who is my good friend, who's going to join us very soon, we will get the formal presentation, followed by the feature address and the closing remarks, and then we will cut the ribbon. So we're more or less halfway in the program. So here is where you get a chance to tap your feet and enjoy the beautiful sound of our instrument, the steel pan, with one of the, safely say, the stars of the instrument. Give it up for my good friend, Johan Chakri, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, man.
Yes, Johan, thank you so much. Johan clearly got the memo, man. The man color scheme on point. Blend into the stage, Johan. Well done. Sweet sound of pan, it's just something that, as a Trinbagonian, when you hear the note, you hear the sound, you just, that's something that we feel so proud about. It's ours. Yes? So again, thank you, Johan, there for the interlude. So we're getting ready for a very important part. Here is where we will have the presentation. I want all to obviously just pay attention and see firsthand how to maneuver in this new space. So it's going to be the launch now of the National Digital E-Commerce Store. Of course, we're going to find out how to navigate the Parlour. And to lead us in that regard, we welcome the Assistant General Manager, Emerging Services and Innovation. Let's give a very, very warm welcome from TSTT, Mr. Keno Cox. It's all yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keno Cox, and firstly, and we say all protocols observed, it's my pleasure this evening to welcome everyone to the launch of Parlour. Parlour represents, as Mr. Gonzalez aptly said, the best of all of us. As we all grew up, as a young man, I remember going to the neighborhood Parlour to see what goods I want to buy. And the Parlour experience is one which resonates with everyone. But more importantly, CARICOM. CARICOM in 1973 had a vision, somebody treaty that said, Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana, and Trinidad, how do we come together for regional integration and to move goods from Trinidad, from Guyana, through the Caribbean? But 49 years later, 1973, where are we today? And for us, at TSTT, we are leveraging our assets, what makes the best of us, our technology, our resources, our talent, to disrupt. If you don't disrupt, you die. So it's fitting for us tonight that we partnered with ECCL, fantastic partners, to create what we see tonight, Craft Up TT.
The hands and hearts of a nation. We are Trinidad and Tobago, and this is our craft story. From our roots in Best Village after independence, to the 1970s with the Drag Brothers, the home of leathercraft and drums.
It enriches the community with culture, like make a slipper. You can learn how to make a bag. You can make your own chain. You can do earrings. So it's a hands-on culture that pass on to generations.
We are burning steel with fire. We are the world's finest carnival art. We are coconut and calabash, teak and pui, batik and tie-dye, soaps and candles. 60 years later, we offer you Craft Hub TT, the National Craft e-store. Happy 60th, sweet TNT.
60 years later, where are we? And this vision we had to create this platform couldn't have been done without the fantastic staff, management, and board of ECCL. Thank you. Parlour was created, and Mr. Gonzalez took us on by Millennium Empowerment, so I would have much to say about how Parlour was created. But suffice to say, when we started this journey, and the vision was to really create a vehicle that would truly be inspirational, truly move everyone in every Caribbean country to partner with us and to appreciate the vision that TSTT has to create new products, new services, and as part of our journey, as part of our new trust to transform the organization from what we call a legacy telco to a digital services company. So today, it's my pleasure to bring to you, in a very formal way, Parlour, inspired by our culture, inspired by the best of us, inspired by our people, what makes us unique.
Parlour represents the formation of all that we dear to us. But it's more than craft. It's about services. It's about cuisine, food, arts. Parlour is going to be more than the physical. Yeah? So very soon you see Parlour content, where we're going to take the best of the content in Trinidad and the Caribbean and put it on one platform to share with the rest of the world. Parlour is for all of us. For us, what we call the gateways of the world is very apt in that we all have family, friends in diaspora. We have friends who go on Amazon, go on Alibaba and shop. But where's that space in the Caribbean that we call home? That we can say, yes, we have a space that's truly part of us. So Parlour gives us the opportunity to showcase our goods from anywhere and transform it and ship it any part of the world. So our partnerships with DHL, TT Post, O-Deliver, all our partners, part of this ecosystem, are going to help us deliver on our promise. Tonight, I want to share with you that Parlour is more than just retail. It's what we call going beyond the norm of what we're accustomed to. So Parlour University is formed, and it's going to give what we term access. And it's going to give every craft person, every artisan, opportunity to grow their business, to scale, to develop. Navin, thank you so much. We're going to have financing options available to transform your business as well. It's all part of the ecosystem. But in closing, I want to share with you that Parlour is more than just what you see here. Very soon, TSTT will bring to you the first integrated e-commerce and mobile wallet platform ecosystem for Trinidad and Tobago. I'll share with you a sneak peek for you tonight. When launched, PayPal will provide the financial backbone to power non-cash payments on the e-commerce platform Parlour. Of course, we work with the central bank. It's dependent on us getting our e-money issuer license. And of course, once that happens, we're very pleased to integrate non-cash payments within the e-commerce space. In closing, I just want to say to everyone, support local, support our local artisans, support Craft TT Hub, but more importantly, understand this is our platform, our people, our products. We are pushing and we are forming the connected links for regional integration. And tonight, we bring to the world Parlour Caribbean. Log on to www.parlourcaribbean.com and sign on today. Thank you.
Kino, thank you so much. Kino Cox from TSTT, Assistant General Manager, Emerging Services and Innovation. And what you just displayed there in terms of being able to pay that platform, I mean, we have come such a long way. I remember the days with TDMA and 5120s and StarTax. And look from, I mean, and that was just a couple of years ago. So we have come leaps and bounds with the technology, and TSTT on the pulse, on the cusp. So congratulations in that regard. And thank you again for breaking down the Parlour concept and showing us what we are going to experience. Now, later on, we'll have the cutting of the ribbon. But before all of that, let's bring forward again to the stage some more in terms of the remarks, the address, this time around the feature address, and it's coming from the Minister of Trade and Industry, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Skoon. Let's show some love for the Minister for the feature address.
One and a half pages. Good evening, everyone, and let me just acknowledge my colleagues that are here today and a very distinguished audience, and please pardon the rest of the protocols. I'm absolutely delighted to be here to celebrate with and to congratulate TSTT and Export Centres Company Limited on the launch of Parlour, a new e-commerce marketplace. And this platform, as we all know, understand it, contributes to achieving the ECCL's mandate, which is to develop the craft industry with the intention of penetrating export markets. And certainly we must commend the two organizations, Export Centres and TSTT, and the recent launch of the National Digital Ecosystem for the craft sector, which allows our local artisans to ply their trade using e-commerce tools. And I understand that Parlour will be home to this National Digital Craft Store, which will highlight a wide range of products offered by the largest network of artisans in this country. It is evident that the COVID-19 pandemic, while it has disrupted the global social and economic climate, has also completely revolutionized the digital world of work, play, and trade, internationally, regionally, and of course locally. And this phenomenal response of the digital economy was highlighted by the CEO of Microsoft, who stated that 2 years of digital transformation occurred in the first 2 months of the pandemic. And e-commerce provided a solution and accounted for the survival of many businesses. MasterCard's 2021 Recovery Insights report highlighted that the effects of the pandemic amounted to an additional $900 billion US being spent on online retail around the world. That's how big it is. And even more recent report in 2022 by Morgan Stanley indicated that global e-commerce rose from 15% of total retail sales in 2019 to 21% in 2021, and now sits at an estimated 22% of sales. And this report also states that the e-commerce market has plenty of room for growth, and retail sales could increase from US $3.3 trillion in 2022 to US $5.4 trillion in 2026. That's big money. And these statistics are revealing and show the importance of initiatives such as Parlour. Marketplace platforms are invaluable, and they provide a huge opportunity to entrepreneurs, particularly the MSMEs, as a viable option to take their businesses online without having to worry about the back-end workings, which can be a deterrent. And online sales, therefore, are no longer an option, but an absolute necessity. Now, look at the very familiar Amazon platform showed that they sold US $100 billion worth of products in the one quarter of 2020. And this trend continued into 2022 as millions of people became reliant on this e-commerce giant. The World Bank also pointed to several new platforms which gained relevance, especially in emerging markets, by being able to adopt new business models, helping the overall landscape to become more competitive. And an example of this, and I use an international example, would be the Mercado Libre in Latin America, which registered a 100% year-on-year increase in demand for essential goods and pharmacy products. Furthermore, there are significant opportunities for niche platforms that operate in specific market segments that were traditionally excluded from large e-commerce platforms. And by example, and using another international example, in Kenya, agricultural value chain platform Twiga Foods partnered with Jumia Kenya, an e-commerce platform, to sell baskets of assorted fruits and vegetables directly to consumers. And therefore, the benefits of using online marketplaces for both consumers and entrepreneurs are enormous and numerous. For consumers, it provides the convenience, the variety, the more informed decision-making based on reviews and increased accessibility. And in the specific arts and craft industry, consumers, including hotels, hospitals, and offices, are now utilizing e-commerce for their purchases, so it's widespread. And for the entrepreneur, it allows for the sale of goods and services without setting up your own online store, resulting in low startup costs. And it assists in the management of the financial aspect of the sale, provides new opportunities for overseas sales by increasing reach through the platform's marketing, provides a level of trust between the seller and the buyer, thereby increasing the chances of engagement, offers the potential to establish new trading partners with traders and suppliers, either within the existing supply chain or across several supply chains, and provides the ability to operate a round-the-clock system as time constraints and problems with varying international trading hours are removed. Parlour, in the initial phase, provides a channel to market indigenous niche products, and we've seen that today, produced by our micro and small enterprises. And it is my understanding that Parlour is expected to expand and include a wider range of products and services throughout the region. Overall, there's much to be gained by entrepreneurs in taking advantage of the opportunities offered by Parlour to take your business forward. And to support and create an enabling environment for e-commerce, the government of Trinidad and Tobago is in the early stages of negotiating with the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, more popularly known as UNCTAD, the conduct of an e-trade readiness assessment and the development of an e-commerce strategy. And this was prompted by the expiration of the existing e-commerce strategy, as well as the drastically changed e-commerce landscape due to COVID-19. And the complex, dynamic, multifaceted, and rapidly evolving e-commerce landscape requires a thorough examination of e-commerce dynamics in our country to identify the most efficient leverage points and the most effective ones within the e-commerce system, and to formulate these into a national strategy able to harness the e-commerce's propulsion to drive economic growth. We must take a holistic approach to enabling the e-commerce ecosystem, and therefore the e-trade readiness assessment will provide a comprehensive analysis of e-commerce in 7 areas: existing e-commerce strategy, ICT infrastructure, payment solutions, legal frameworks, trade logistics and facilitation, skills development, and financing SMEs. And this will ensure that we are aware of what is needed in all the parts that are necessary for successful e-commerce adoption. UNCTAD has been instrumental in the development of e-trade readiness assessments and e-commerce strategies in the countries within the African, Pacific, and Asian regions. And therefore, the strategy for Trinidad and Tobago would now be the first within the Caribbean region. Additionally, to further encourage e-commerce development, the Ministry of Trade and Industry successfully launched what is known, and I talk about it quite a lot, the International Trades Centers She Trades platform in 2020, and some of you must be on it, which is the focus of She Trades is on empowering women to connect with trade opportunities. And to date, over 700 of our women locally, their businesses are registered on the platform, and internationally, over 40,000 women are registered. And if you haven't yet done so, you certainly have to now. And through this She Trades platform, several training and information sessions have been conducted on how to go online, as simple as that, how to market your goods and services online, export plan development, costing and pricing, and identifying export markets. This She Trades platform is therefore complementary to the Parlour as it prepares women-led businesses for engagement through e-commerce. Awareness sessions were also held in collaboration with the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, NEDCO, the National Entrepreneurship Development Company Limited, and Export TT on digital payments, financing opportunities, and options to go online. The Government of Trinidad and Tobago recognizes its role in the e-commerce ecosystem, and we have completed the Electronic Funds Transfer Policy, which guides the development of ministerial instructions for online payments to be made to any government agency. Currently, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is working with the Treasury Department under the Single Electronic Window Expansion Project to define the requirements for the implementation of electronic payment systems for all of the TT BizLink services. And of course, most of you would know that TT BizLink is an online interface that gives businesses and individuals 24/7 access to applications for government's trade and business and services. And I say this to say that the government itself has prioritized e-commerce and recognizes the significant benefit of its adoption. Today, as we launch Parlour, we must be mindful that keeping abreast with industry trends plays a critical role in maintaining the competitiveness and the quality of the goods and services we provide. The major trend in 2022 speaks to the importance of customer interaction and involvement. Businesses must invest tools such as augmented reality technology to allow shoppers to see the items, artificial intelligence to create a personalized shopping experience, and chat boxes to interact with shoppers, much as you would see in an in-store purchase. It is this customer engagement that will provide the competitive edge. Therefore, e-commerce is a critical tool which can be used by both entrepreneurs and government to grow the economy. And going forward, we need to ensure that businesses are better prepared to participate and engage in e-commerce and to embrace and to adopt it to keep a pace in this rapidly evolving digital economy. Tonight, therefore, I just simply want to applaud all of you, the participants, the proposed participants, and of course, TSTT and Export Centers Limited. I wish you all every success in this endeavor, and I take the opportunity to wish you all a happy independence, a special 60th anniversary coming soon. Thank you very much.
The winning numbers in the National Lottery Online Lotto Plus draw for Saturday, 27th August 2022. 6, 28, 25, 12, and 11 in any order. Powerball number 2.
more or less we're coming to the conclusion of this evening's program. One last formality on stage, and that is the closing remarks, the vote of thanks from the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of TSTT. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Lisa Agard.
And gentlemen, they told me I have 5 minutes, coming on, as it were, as the metaphorical 11th batsman. So forgive me, ministers, if I forego the salutations, all protocols observed. Tonight is the culmination of almost 12 months of intense collaboration, brainstorming, and hard work. I am so proud and excited about our Parlour platform, and even more proud of this company, my TSTT people, and our TSTT partners. Parlour is our platform, designed and developed by our people to present our products to the world. Products created and produced by our people in Trinidad and Tobago and the region. It has been named, tweaked, and customized to reflect our Caribbean flair and culture and to cater to the particular needs of our Caribbean artisans and entrepreneurs. Our people, our products, our platform. This is what differentiates it from competing products in the market. And as our chairman said at the beginning, and as other speakers have highlighted, the potential of this platform to impact our economies and change lives is profound and breathtaking. Let me explain what the potential looks like. A study on the impact of technology on small business from the US Chamber of Commerce, released just this month, speaks to just this point. It said, American small business owners have weathered cascading economic storms over the past 5 years. But through these challenges, small business owners have found paths to resilience, in part due to the edge provided by the technology platforms that empower efficiency, access to customers, and deep insights, and the ability to simply thrive. And this technology-enabled success has made meaningful contributions to communities and the broader US economy. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said a few months ago, Minister Cudjoe, when we were in another place talking about the launch of this platform, when we first announced our partnership with ECCL and our plan to create a national digital ecosystem for the craft sector, craft-based businesses globally, we recognize, have a lot of catching up to do in terms of incorporating technology into their operations and capturing the benefits that it offers in terms of being more data-driven, more efficient, and more responsive to customers. B-Mobile has the products and services that can digitally transform and support our artisans and small entrepreneurs, and I dare say even our bigger entrepreneurs, Chairman, and provide them the same access to communications technology as would any large corporation. As we approach the 60th anniversary of our independence as a nation, it is important that I spend a minute or two speaking about TSTT's investment in national development. Between 2005 and 2021, we have invested $8.6 billion, that's billion with a B, in telecommunications infrastructure. And when you add other capital expenditure, that figure is $10.9 billion. Some will immediately ask, well, what is the return on that investment? And we say in response, rather proudly, that that investment has catapulted Trinidad and Tobago to one of the top countries, not just in the Caribbean, but also Latin America in terms of mobile and fixed broadband penetration. We have 1.9 million mobile subscribers, or penetration of 146% of the population. More significantly, 1.1 million of those subscribers have an internet plan. On the fixed internet side, the penetration is 87.5%. That is 87.5% of every single household in Trinidad and Tobago has a high-speed broadband connection. Even more significant than that statistic is the fact that 99.5% of households can access high-speed broadband. I attend many conferences, as I'm sure the Minister of Digital Transformation does as well, where countries speak to and policymakers in those places speak to the challenge of bridging the digital divide. We have no digital divide in Trinidad and Tobago. And I can state without fear of contradiction that no other telecoms company in Trinidad and Tobago comes close to the stake and commitment of TSTT in this country, Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, the sheer scale, credibility, and logistics that TSTT's size, strategic partnerships, and brand equity bring to the Parlour will make it larger and more high-profile and propel it further and faster than any of its competitors. This will translate into greater capacity for sales. And then, of course, there are all the additional features built into Parlour to create an entire ecosystem designed to meet the needs and support the goals of our small and new artists, artisans, and entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, as I end, I want to thank all of you and all of our partners for being here and being part of this historic launch. As the only national communications solutions provider, TSTT is committed to providing leading-edge technology and communication solutions to enable social and economic growth and development throughout Trinidad and Tobago. I commit to you that TSTT will continue to identify and make innovative and impactful investments that demonstrate our abiding and deep commitment to Trinidad and Tobago, and more particularly to our customers. TSTT is at a critical juncture, and as we have played a significant role in the development of our country since independence, so we are poised to continue to play a role in this inflection point in the nation's development as we pivot strategically to a digitally enabled economy. You have seen today, ladies and gentlemen, the launch of Parlour. Kino spoke about Paper, our mobile wallet solution coming. We did not have the time to talk about our electronic health information management system. Ladies and gentlemen, TSTT and Trinidad and Tobago as one. Watch this space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Agard, for your closing remarks as we bring to an end the formalities. I just want to confirm something Ms. Agard would have mentioned in her address. Is it that you said we have 1.9 million subscribers? Subscribers of phones? Like phones? Yep. So literally we have more phones than people in this country. Wow. yeah, people have three phones. Look at that. Wow, interesting information. I have one. Just one. Of course. Of course, without a doubt. Without a doubt, goes without saying. So again, truly tremendous program. We thank you for, taking in all the notes and listening. Now it's time for the symbolic cutting of the ribbon. And let me invite the Minister of Trade, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Skoon. Let me invite the Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Kojo. Let me invite TSTT's Line Minister, Minister of Public Utilities, the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, Member of Parliament. Let me also invite the Chairman of TSTT, Mr. Sean Roach, Ms. Agard, who just graced us with her presence on stage, TSTT's CEO, and finally, the Acting General Manager, Emerging Services and Innovation, TSTT, Mr. Keno Cox, to step across for this most symbolic moment, the cutting of the ribbon, as we get ready to officially open the parlor. And I want you all to know, after we do the ribbon cutting, to stick around, relax. We have the venue till 6 a.m., so don't worry yourself. We're here till morning. We're going to have a nice time, network, and I can safely say some special surprises in between. So we're getting ready now for this most important moment. It will be captured live for the viewing audience at home, watching all the action on TTT. So some more personalities going in there. Of course, I'm seeing the Minister of Communication. He's also in the mix. All right, so we stand by. So we're just asking just to make sure that we have a direct line of sight for our members of media. And we're going to count it down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's open the parlor. Cut that ribbon. Yes. Amazing. Indeed. And now we're getting ready for something even more special. We're actually going to take you into the physical booth, the physical parlor. That's right. And now we're asking our guests to join us behind the curtain to see for yourself the craft and the products that will be there for purchase and there for us to enjoy via our e-commerce space.
Tell them I feel like they tricked me with the calypso.
Thank you so much for coming out. Let's head across into the parlor and let's have a time.
Calypso is who stopped me from reaching my ultimate goal. Cause I get hooked on it like it's drugs. Yeah, I know all I want in life is so dark. It's like they want to be.
Aha! What a fantastic combination of flavors, right? Is that lemon? Is that chili? Is that a dream? Yes, we know. You weren't expecting all this flavor. And they weren't expecting those moves either. That was bold. The new KFC Chili Lemon Chicken. The unexpected combination of flavors that unleashes your boldest self.
This is TTT. Live for local.
Welcome to Positive Moments with Andrew and Don.
Let everything go.
That was such a life-changing experience.
It's a way of life, it's a way of being, it's a way of thinking, it is mind management.
It inspires me to know that there's more to learn every single day.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Positive